This episode, you guys, may contain some adult content. Hey guys, Kira here from 50 Shades of Mom, tips for all shades of mom life. And in today's video, I came showing up to the party in a little bit of gray because today's video is our next installment of 50 Shades of Chicken. So if you guys are new here, this is a segment that I share on my channel that has a little bit more mature content. My husband and I are super respectful, but we do push the envelope just a little bit because we like to have fun. So again, if you guys are new, I'll go ahead and link the entire 50 Shades of Chicken playlist down below in case you guys want to get caught up, because this is actually a cookbook that I found on Amazon, and it is a parody cookbook. So there's 3 chapters inside of this cookbook, each chapter representing another book in the 50 Shades trilogy. And in between each recipe is a little bit of a segment, which is a consecutive storyline, and then after that segment is a recipe. So today I'm sharing a recipe called Totally Fried Chicken, which I will tell you was probably by far one of the best. I think there's probably 3 out of this book that have been hands down phenomenal. All of them have been good with the exception of 2 that I wasn't a huge fan of, but for the most part, most of these recipes themselves have been absolutely delicious. But I really enjoy collaborating with my husband on this. We have loads and loads of fun. He has a great voice for doing voiceovers, and I usually get tons of comments about how good he is at that when we do any kind of voiceover recipe share like this together. So I have a lot of fun doing this with him. I am a 50 Shades of Grey fan, so it is a little fun to do a recipe, which I love sharing all kind of cooking content on my channel alongside of some kind of parody that goes along with the book. So I really enjoy them, but it is just a little bit more, like I said, mature content. But we are, like I said, super respectful. So today's recipe is a Totally Fried Chicken. So I'm gonna read the little excerpt and then we'll get into the recipe. Fry? We're going to fry? Yes, and fast. The wolf does 16,000 BTUs in a single burner. Suddenly, 1,000 butterflies are moshing in my belly. Holy crap, what kind of caper is he planning this time? I'm not sure I'm prepared for this. I'll prepare you, darling. Don't worry, he says dryly. He must be telepathic. It's uncanny. But am I a fryer? Maybe I come across that way, but I've always thought of myself as more of a roaster, a low heat bird. No way do I have legs plump enough for batter and oil. Do you like to fry? I ask a little timidly. It requires intense preparation and control. How could I not? He flicks on the wolf with a roar and sets a heavy Dutch oven on top. It's a beast of a pot, big, solid, enameled flame red. He pops in a thermometer and its bright red tongue shoots up in sync with my soaring desire. Oh, I'm prepped all right. Blades is already sifting flour. His hands expertly shake a perfect bed of powder onto the plate. He's just so competent. On the plate, he commands, and rolls me around in the flour like a pro. Hot damn, I'm nearly cooked from just the heat of his fingertips. My inner goddess is swooning. In her velvet red coupe, she crows with ecstasy when with a sudden shake, he deflours me. With a loud whoosh of oil, I'm frying. I'm really frying. Is there anything else this aproned Adonis can't do? I have a vision of myself as Icarus, wings singing as he nears the sun. But my wings aren't burned. They're flaky, crisp, and delicious. And that is it for our excerpt before our recipe. So now my husband and I are going to share with you what it's like to cook some Totally Fried Chicken.
In today's recipe, we are making crispy fried chicken, which is just how I like my chicken, juicy with a little bit of heat. Here is the recipe for your pleasure. If you like to indulge in fried chicken, you're going to want to write this down. For this recipe, you will need freshly ground black pepper and coarse salt because Miss Hen likes it rough, some chili pepper for the heat, cooking lard or peanut oil, only the finest for Miss Hen, 10 various pieces for frying. I choose her greatest assets, the legs and thighs, some flour, 2 eggs, buttermilk, and a pinch of baking powder. That's all we need to get Miss Hen all fried up. In a bowl, we are going to mix our chipotle pepper, coarse salt, and black pepper. We are making a rub for Miss Hen. Now, using the correct ratio will ensure that you spice up Miss Hen without rubbing her the wrong way. On a wax paper lined sheet pan, place all 10 pieces skin up. Sprinkle your spicy rub all over the chicken and then massage it deep into the supple skin. The more effort you put into massaging Miss Hen, the more gratifying she will be for you later. Once you have completed giving Miss Hen a thorough rub down, place her in the fridge between 20 minutes and 24 hours. In my opinion, the longer she sits, the better. There is something to be said about anticipation. Good things come to those who wait. Now it's time to prepare the vessel that Miss Hen will be cooked in. You can use a Dutch oven. Editor note, if that doesn't make you giggle, then you should Google it. Or use a pot deep enough for 3 inches of oil. Size does matter. Place in your lard or oil and heat up to 375 degrees. While that heats up, it's time to prepare our wet ingredients. Add your eggs and buttermilk into a bowl and beat them like they owe you money. In another bowl, combine the flour and baking powder. Finally, it's time to revisit Miss Hen. Place each piece, one by one, into the wet mix and then the dry. Shake off any excess flour before adding to the oil. She likes it slow and hot. Only cook 4 pieces at a time. Cook covered for 6 minutes, then flip over and cook until your favorite shade of brown. And as a safety tip, never fry chicken shirtless. Make sure she drips dry before serving. Num num num, bon appetit.
All right, you guys, so that's it for another episode of 50 Shades of Chicken. I need to stop and tell you guys right now that this is almost like a KFC copycat kind of dupe. So if you like fried chicken, like real Southern fried chicken, this is the recipe for you guys. Now, the first time I used regular vegetable oil because I couldn't find lard or peanut oil, but by the next time we cooked this recipe, we were able to find that lard, and I've never cooked with lard before. I was a bit intimidated, but what a huge, gigantic difference frying something makes when you actually use oil meant for frying. This cooked up so perfectly, so much better than the first time, so I guess everything happens for a reason. But I highly recommend, if you try this recipe, to use some form of lard or peanut oil like it says, because it made a gigantic difference. You guys, this was hot and juicy, and the flavorful was perfect. It was not spicy at all. And that's why I have buffalo sauce right there in the background. This is my plate. I made that fresh blue cheese dressing from that keto lady, and we just had some of the French fries from Great Value alongside of it. And like I said, that was some buffalo sauce in the back because it wasn't super hot. But you guys, this recipe was absolutely dynamite, and if you've ever tried any of my recipes, I highly recommend this one. Thank you so much for tuning in for another episode of 50 Shades of Chicken with Daryl and I. We greatly appreciate it. We love you all so much. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.